Don't skip this, because what you're about to hear is not motivational, it's transformational. It may challenge you, it may expose you, but it may also unlock a level of strength you've been praying for. You're not weak, you're not broken, you're not cursed, you're not forgotten by God. You are undisciplined, and that truth changes everything. The biggest misunderstanding. We've been taught that spiritual strength comes from emotion, from how we feel in worship, from how inspired we feel after a sermon, from moments that move us. But emotion fades. You can feel close to God today and feel distant tomorrow if discipline is missing, because emotion sparks faith, but discipline sustains it. What God already gave you. The Bible says in 2 Timothy 1:7, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Read that slowly. God already gave you discipline, meaning this: you are not waiting on God to give strength. You are responsible for using what He gave, and many people don't like that responsibility. Why this message hurts? Because it removes excuses. It means the problem is not the devil, your past, your church, your environment. It means the problem is habits, and habits are uncomfortable to confront. The modern struggle. Let's be honest. You don't struggle to pray because prayer is hard. You struggle because distraction is easy. You don't skip the word because you don't love God. You skip it because discipline was never trained. Your phone gets your best energy, your faith gets leftovers, and discipline decides that. We confuse weakness with lack of discipline. People say, I'm spiritually weak, but what they really mean is, I'm inconsistent. They say, I keep falling, but what they really mean is, I stopped guarding my habits. They say, I'm waiting on God, but God has been waiting on them to wake up earlier, to turn something off, to choose obedience over comfort. Even Jesus lived by discipline. This part is humbling. Jesus woke up early to pray. Jesus fasted when his body wanted comfort. Jesus walked away from crowds to be alone with God. If Jesus, the Son of God, needed discipline to walk in power, why do we think discipline is optional? Discipline is not legalism. Discipline is alignment. Discipline is your spiritual armor. The Bible says in Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. You don't guard your heart with feelings, you guard it with routines. Discipline protects you when temptation shows up unannounced. Without discipline, prayer becomes rare, sin becomes casual, obedience becomes delayed. With discipline, faith becomes stable, temptation loses power, God's voice becomes clear. Why you keep repeating the same cycle, same prayers, same sins, same regrets, year after year, not because God is silent, but because discipline never changed. You can't pray away what discipline was meant to fix. Small discipline builds big strength. God is not asking you to change everything today. He's asking you to start somewhere. 5 minutes of prayer daily is better than waiting for motivation. 1 chapter a day is better than spiritual guilt. Consistency beats intensity. Discipline grows quietly, but it grows powerfully. Discipline delays comfort. Discipline says, I'll pray before I scroll. I'll read before I sleep. I'll obey even when I don't feel like it. Comfort feels good now. Discipline feels good later. And later is where freedom lives. You don't need more spiritual experiences. You don't need another prophecy, another conference, another emotional moment. You need structure. God moves through order. Discipline creates space for Him to move. A sobering thought. One day you'll either thank discipline or regret avoiding it, because discipline today becomes freedom tomorrow. Final wake-up call. You are not weak. You are in training, and training is uncomfortable. It requires repetition. It requires saying no, but it produces strength. God has already given you everything you need. Now, discipline must respond.